Good morning. Welcome to day 86, Saturday, July 4th, 2026. It is frosty up here, 36 degrees. I'm going to get moving, and once the sun comes out, I'll be back. All right, we've made it to an unnamed summit at 13,200 feet. That was a nice climb from camp. I don't think I had the energy to do it last night. Yeah, so we're going to keep on moving here. All right, so we're going to be heading up there. I think that's Geneva Peak at the top. So lucky to have 2 days of good weather to be above tree line. It's been pretty spectacular. And eventually we're going to end up over there at Gray and Torrey's. But that's still a ways off. All right, we've made it. to the top of Geneva Peak, 13,245 feet. Look at this little campsite with no wind. What an amazing spot. It's just so risky. You never know when the wind's gonna pick up. Just incredible up here. Views as far as you can see. All right, so I guess we somehow go around this rocky bit here, and I can see more trail in the distance hugging around there. So I imagine that's where we're headed next. All right, it's 8 o'clock. We just came down from Geneva Peak. That was a bit spicy. There's like a rocky spine that you're basically exposure on both sides. And then the little dirt trail going down, very loose. You have to like make sure every rock is gonna be stable. You'll be slipping and sliding for a while, but very cool. I didn't know that was part of the adventure today. Definitely not on the Colorado Trail anymore. That is not Colorado Trail type of stuff. So I'm gonna take a break here, and I guess we're heading up this peak. We'll find out if it has a name later. Yeah, I mean, the weather is just making this fantastic. If there were high winds or rain, this would be pretty miserable, but this has just been amazing so far. I do, however, feel like I'm in prime mountain goat, bighorn sheep territory. I did see a little mountain goat fur on some rocks going up Geneva Peak, but come on guys, where are you? I want to see you out here. I know you're here. Show yourselves. We're making our way up to Sullivan Mountain over there, but I took a detour because I saw a sign in the middle of nowhere. How disappointing, it's blank on both sides. A sign from the olden days, who knows what it said. Probably said sit down and take a look at the view. All right, here's the summit cairn for Mount Sullivan. Another 13,000 footer, 13,160 or thereabouts. Very cool indeed. We are getting ever so close to Grays and Torreys. I really wanted to summit today, but that might be a little overly ambitious. These big up and downs are just slowing me down a bit. Maybe I should have fresh legs for a 14,000 footer tomorrow. What's the rush? There's no rush. I just make sure I have good water tonight. There's where we came down, Geneva. Very spicy ridge walk. I mean, nothing scary, but definitely spicy here and there. It's amazing they built any kind of a trail, to be honest. Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna head down to this grassy saddle here. And there's a road over there. That's probably part of the road to bypass all this, I imagine. So, best guess is we're gonna go up that next. Stay tuned, and maybe we'll end up over there. We'll go up that, walk the ridge, and maybe go down to that next meadow, saddle. Stay tuned. I do really enjoy this above tree line cross-country travel. I mean, even though it's the trail, there's really no trail. So getting some of this in every once in a while is good for the soul. looks like we are gonna head up and connect with that dirt road for a while. And at the top, Santa Fe Peak, our next destination on our up and down journey. Haven't heard one engine yet today. The off-roaders and the Jeepers, I guess they don't get an early start. But it looks like the road goes right to the summit to Santa Fe. Wouldn't it be nice if a Jeep showed up and they had, heck, even a thermos of hot coffee? I'd take another coffee. Thru hikers were so greedy. We just want a little treat from the outside world. Don't get me wrong, a cold beverage would also be just fine. Ooh, you know, why doesn't a Jeeper bring up their little Coleman stove, fry up some bacon and eggs, and have a pot of coffee on? Now that, I would pay big money for that. Well, it's gonna be a while before I get to the top. Maybe my dreams will come true. We'll see. It's always about food out here. I've got a plan already. 10 years from now, when I can no longer do these long distance hikes, Sarah and I will come out here, part of our trip. We'll rent a nice 4x4, big old Jeep that can handle these roads, fill up a cooler, have a portable stove or grill, bring a bunch of supplies, and just sit right on top of Santa Fe Peak and just reward all the CDT hikers who come this way. Man, that would be amazing. I really like the sound of that. It's on my bucket list. I will do it. So I guess this road doesn't actually summit the peak, but it's so close. I think I got to go check it out. Santa Fe Peak, 13,186 feet. I mean, how could I not come up? It's like 100 feet away, just a little bit of a climb. It's too bad the Jeep road doesn't come up here though. But there are plenty of other roads that would be good for trail magic for CDTers. I'll have to look into that during the off season. All right, maybe we'll be heading down for a little bit, but we're heading over there somewhere. Interesting. You always got to remember to look back every once in a while, see where you came from. Santa Fe, Sullivan, Geneva. Very cool traversing all that. Once again, this seems like prime mountain goat, bighorn sheep territory. It's still really fairly early. There's no vehicles here yet. There's no hikers. Where's my wildlife at? All right, so I wasn't paying attention, but we just passed a junction to start the Argentine spine. Goes that way, or up and over maybe. But you know me, I'm Mr. Redline. Even though there's gonna be a detour and it's gonna add a few miles, I'm gonna stick to that. So here we go. There were a couple groups of thru hikers that wanted to get to this point yesterday, I think because they thought there might be some water here. I don't know if there is actually. But yeah, I mean, they went by my tent like at 5. It took me 3 hours to get here from my tent on fresh legs. This is where I wanted to be yesterday. No chance. So I hope they made it. It's not easy, but it's rewarding, that's for sure. So I'm wondering if that is the old CDT route that they changed in 2024 to avoid snow. Just because it was an extra low snow year, that snow doesn't look too bad, does it? That would save me some time and mileage. I'll have to get a better look at it, and that might not even be it, but that could be it. There is some nice water flowing here. I'm guessing from snow melt, but this detour I'm taking, I look at the topo map, looks like I'm going to be having a lot of water collection opportunities, so I'm not going to grab any here, but nice to know. And I'm pretty sure that is the old CDT there. But we'll play it safe. We'll stick to the detour, I think. What is that orange thing? Is that a tent? Or just a colored rock? I'm not sure. That's as far as I can zoom. Maybe we'll get a little closer. All right, so it's a little after 10. That must be the little residential town of Montezuma. There's no services there. So there was no signage at this detour that was just updated on Far Out like yesterday. It is July 4th. Every time there's ever been a detour, there's always official signage at the junction. So I'm taking a gamble. I don't think they're actually working on it yet because of the holiday, etc. Maybe Far Out posted it a tad early. There was no CDT alert about it. So I'm going to gamble and stay on the red line, and hopefully, I mean, the worst that happens is I get turned back and I have to walk down to Montezuma. Oh well. But I'm thinking maybe it's not officially being worked on yet and not closed. So we'll see if it's a good decision or a bad decision. But you know, if there was any kind of signage at the junction saying to take a detour, I mean, the only reason I knew about this is because I ran into some other hikers who were getting water talking about it. I hadn't updated Far Out in a couple of days because I hadn't had cell service. I would never have known. I would have just been happily meandering along here. So yeah, I did have cell service in the tent this morning, and it did show up. It did pop up, but it says it's going till July 31st. So maybe they haven't gotten started yet, and they're going to start right after the holiday weekend. We'll see. Okay, it's almost noon. I'm gonna stop here at this water source and make a little Gatorade. There was a stream a while back, but according to Far Out comments, it's like it went right over an abandoned mine, so I wanted to find a different water source. Yeah, stay away from the mine deposits if possible. Okay, I have a bit of a timing conundrum. It's a little after noon. Just had some Gatorade. It was awesome. But I've got like 6 miles if I were to go to the top of Argentine Pass. And from looking at Far Out, even if the winds are mild in the mid-afternoon, early evening, there have been a couple reports of backpackers having their tents destroyed. The wind picks up overnight. So I'm not camping there. The summit of Edwards and then Gray's is like 8.5 miles from where I'm at right now. And the section from Edwards to Gray's isn't technical, but you have to, it's a slow going because it's very exposed, but you know, you just have to take your time. So do I really want to be doing that stuff at the end of the day when I'm the most tired and rushing to get down from the summit, then to find somewhere to camp and water? This may be one of those days where experience kicks in, and even though it'll be a very short day, probably around 13, 14 miles, it just makes more sense for me to tackle all that first thing in the morning. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'll see where I'm at 2 p.m. and reassess, but right now, that's what I'm thinking. I think that's the smart thing to do. I don't want to be up there on top of the ridge and the summit at 14,000 feet and, rushing or being at the end of the day. I've already done some big climbs of some 13,000 footers. And I mean, what's the rush, right? I've always got Canada in the back of my mind and the weather in northern Montana, but this is one of those times where it just makes sense, even though I'll probably be sitting in my tent for a few extra hours. This seems like a day where it makes sense to stop short and get it with fresh legs. So that's what I'm thinking right now, and I'll keep thinking about it and I'll reassess in a couple of hours. All right, we're back on the non-detour trail. We were up there this morning. There were some dispersed campsites, but no one's around. People are out enjoying the day. I think I'm gonna hit a parking lot soon and then hopefully go back into a trail at some point. Still on this road walk. That structure has seen better days. Pretty big though. Well, that must be part of the Pennsylvania mine up there. Still heading up this road. We've got an old building here, probably related to mining if I had to guess. Yeah, you can go in if you want. I'm not really that interested, but okay. All right, it's 2 o'clock. I pretty much resigned myself to the fact that I'm going to be calling it short today. About a mile from here is a water source, a spring. I'll fill up on water there. On the topo map, looks like I go a little bit further. I should be able to find some flat space to camp. But yeah, I'm just not going to get up to Argentine Pass or Edwards or Grays today, but it'll be fun tomorrow. Just with all the big climbs earlier in the morning, which were spectacular, it just slowed me down a bit, and I just don't have the time. And even if I wanted to do a longer day, some of the clouds up there look a little gray and stormy. I don't want to be on top of the mountain with a storm coming through either. So I'll hope for clear skies in the morning like today. I might have cell service even. I might check and see, but I'm going to hunker down. I've got a couple movies downloaded on Netflix. Maybe I'll watch a movie, but I'll have tons of water and I'll just enjoy my fourth. And we'll hit it in the morning. But I'll be back later. Okay, so in bad weather, this road will keep going up and eventually link up with a different trail to Gray's Peak. We're just gonna hope for good weather tomorrow and stay on the good old CDT. It's only 2.25 miles to the pass, but which I could do today. But like I said, it gets super windy up there overnight, and I don't want to deal with that. So I'm going to camp down lower, about a mile in, give or take. And I do want to avoid using this water. It's a bit milky. So there is a spring. Hopefully I can get water from the spring. All right, I'm using a little trail technology to get some water from the spring. Okay, it's 3 o'clock. I've been looking around. I think this little flat shelf right here will be good. Hopefully not too windy, but that's like the flattest spot around without getting too high. Okay, quick recap. Only did 12.7 miles, which seems like went a lot further today, but that's how it goes sometimes out here. Great day of hiking, lots of spectacular peaks and ridge walks and meadows. Not a whole lot of trail though, so that slows you down too. But yeah, really special day up there today. And then the trail closure that wasn't a trail closure yet, and then the road walk, and here we are set up for Argentine Pass. So it'll be a big climb in the morning. We're at about 11,700 feet right now, and Argentine Pass is over 13 something. So we'll be climbing, and it's only have like a mile and a half to get there from here. So it is already, the day just flew by, the time flew by. It's almost 6 o'clock, just like if I was on my regular schedule. Even though I thought I'd be getting set up earlier, it really was only like a half hour earlier than usual. So got plenty of water, gonna keep hydrating, gonna eat well. The sun has been like out a few times and it gets really hot when the sun's out, but it's mostly cloudy up there, so I don't think I'm gonna be dealing with a blazing sun for much longer. We'll see you in the morning. We've got Argentine Pass, we've got Mount Edwards, we've got Gray's 14,000 footer. Is it the high point of the CDT? It might be. That I don't know. Hopefully Far Out will tell me, or I'll have cell service and I can ask Google. See you tomorrow.